Hey friend, welcome to the Halfway to Dead podcast. I'm your host, Jen Lovell. Listen, you and I have reached that age where we are done with the bullshit. We know that midlife is our chance to flip the script and experience life on our own terms. It's time to reconnect with our higher selves and reclaim our inner peace. Are you ready with an open heart and an open mind? Awesome, you're in the right place. Hop in and ride shotgun with me on this midlife spiritual journey. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the old podcast again. By taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to listen to podcasts like mine, you are prioritizing yourself. This is a form of self-care, and so I'm proud of you. So thank you for tuning in, and I want to tell you about today's guest. So today I interviewed Sairan Aqrawi. So Sairan is both a civil engineer and a business strategist. She's dedicated to helping individuals unlock their full potential through a powerful blend of technical expertise and strategic business insight. She has a focus on transforming women and men in midlife in just 28 days. That's it. That's all it takes, you guys. 28 days. So Sairan empowers her clients to gain crystal clear clarity, take bold, decisive action, and achieve meaningful, measurable results that last. So what do we talk about today? Because listen, Sairan's really good at helping women in midlife that would like to ignite their passion by finding their, what she calls hidden talent, their hidden gem, and learn how to build a career and a life that aligns with your soul purpose. So she leads us through, how do we figure out what our hidden talent or our hidden gem is? And then once we know what it is, what do we do with that? How do we move forward? We can't quit our day job just to start our side business. So she kind of talks us through logistically the ways that we can start accomplishing these things, getting on our right path, right? We talk a lot about how we get over the I'm too old mindset, right? I'm too old. I can't do it. I've wasted my life. We talk about how nothing you have done in your life was a waste of time and how you absolutely have plenty of time left to accomplish all of the things you've been wanting to do. Because midlife is our opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and build a rich life in meaning, joy, and fulfillment, and make some money, right? That sounds amazing. That's a great plan. So by embracing our hidden talents, aligning our work with our soul's purpose, and taking intentional actions, we can create a career and a lifestyle that resonates on the deepest level. And I just want to reiterate that we are never too old to make this happen, because here's just a couple examples. Good old Julia Child. She didn't even find her passion for cooking until her late 30s. And she was like 50 or more before she ever started publishing her first cookbooks or anything. You know, Viola Davis, she really didn't even become known as an actress until she was in her 40s. And look at her now. She's amazing. Right? How to Get Away with Murder, The Help. She's all over the place. She's amazing. Vera Wang. She didn't even start designing fashion until she was in her 40s. And look at all her iconic wedding dresses now. You remember Susan Boyle. Good old Susan Boyle from Britain's Got Talent. She did not even go on stage and get discovered for her beautiful voice until she's 47 years old. Here's another one. Laura Ingalls Wilder. You remember the Little House on the Prairie books? Guess what? She didn't start writing until she was in her 40s, and she did not publish her first Little House on the Prairie book until she was 65 years old. And one more. Let's do one more. Grandma Moses. Have you heard of Grandma Moses? She's kind of a famous artist, and she did not start painting until she was in her late 70s, like after she retired. And now all of her folk art, I don't know, it's got national fame. It's in the museums. Again, she didn't even start that shit till she was in her 70s. It's not too late. Whatever is in the back of your mind and your subconscious, when you pray, when you meditate, whatever keeps popping up, yeah, you're getting pulled to do more. It's not time to quit, you guys. We are equipped as midlifers to be the most successful generation ever. We have learned the lessons, especially as Gen Xers. We've learned a lot of lessons, you guys. I know you're with me, and we are set to be major successful in midlife. So let's jump in and have Sairan help us figure out how to make this happen. Hey, Sairan, thanks for being here with us today. I am really excited to share your story with everyone. So you're an accomplished engineer, so I want to just hear your story and what led you to focus on coaching women in midlife?
Thank you, Jen, for having me at your lovely podcast. Yes, as we talked before the recording session, I was in technology. I'm still in technology world for so many years. I graduated in bachelor from Iraq. Then I came to United States in 1996. I pursued my master's degree in engineering. Then right after that, I was so pumped. So I started doing my doctoral in engineering in 2018. That's when I found out that I have other skills that I can use and utilize in order to leave an impact and make a change. And going back to your question, what is an engineer led to be a strategist and a coach for midlife women? It's all come actually naturally because I feel like I already had those skills in me. Since I was younger, I always wanted to solve problem and issue. I was always getting annoyed by not having a solution for certain things at work or in my personal life. So it's like let's say I call myself a problem solver, right? So when I started my doctoral, arrived at the first semester, the university asked me to give a speech or a mentoring session for the younger engineer who are graduating from their bachelor, just telling them about what is the real life and engineering, what they should expect when they graduate. I was like, okay, how long? They said only, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. And I was not a speaker back then. I was just still a student doing my doctoral. So the head of the department came back and she said, oh my God, the girls love you. You happen to be a coach. And I thought back then, coach meaning just a sport coach, right? And I was a swimming coach back in Iraq. She said, no. I'm not talking about sport. I'm talking about life and business coach. And I was like, what is that? I never hear about that because all my life I've been in technology, equation and being good in math. I don't know what is the emotional intelligence world back then. So she made me curious. I start searching the ICF. I fell in love with the mentorship they provide to women in tech and also the certification of being a certified coach. I put my doctorate in freeze, still in the freezer. My first niche when I started my business in 2018, it was about the international commerce who come to United States who are seeking the American dream. Mostly 95% of my clients, they were women with engineering background. So I done that for a couple of years. Then I said, let me be brave now and change my niche. So in 2023, on September, I shut down that platform. I shut down that website. And now I'm a business strategist for midlife women. And although I say women, I still get calls from men who they go through the midlife. We all do. And basically, I fall in love with it, Jen, because, see, when you are in it, when you're already living through the experience, you can understand your client better. If I am someone who know nothing about emotional intelligence and coaching, how can I understand people who has goals in life and they want to achieve it? So this is how the engineer with the IQ fall in love with the EQ and stuff.
It sounds like you found your hidden talent, something that you were really good at.
Yeah.
And so you like helping women find, ignite their passion and figure out what their hidden talent is.
Yes.
Right? So if we have no clue what our hidden talent is, and we can talk about the fact that a lot of midlife women feel like we've lost ourselves, we're juggling careers, family, all the other things, and we've kind of forgotten about ourselves, like what we truly enjoy doing. And so I think we get to midlife and we're like, am I too old to start something new? How do I figure out what that new thing is? I don't want to call it a side hustle, but if you're fine in your job, right? It's paying the bills, but you want more.
Yeah.
How do we start?
Yes, it's not an overnight thing. It's not something that I can give you a manual or steps 1 and you through 1 to 5 and you'll find your hidden gem. We all have a gem, men and women. We all have something inside us that we born with it. You have a skills of writing. Somebody else have skills of speaking. Others have skills of painting or doing things with hand, right? Painting, art, mandala. Some people have ability to understand computer better than others. So we all have something inside us that because of life taking us with the wave, we raise kids, we pay bills, and we put those hidden talent or hidden gem to sleep. We mute them. I muted mine for so long because I'd done engineering for 25 years, but it was already in me. It was already on me that I'm a strategist person. I can listen to people and taking them from A to B. So to go back to your question, how we can find it and what is the first step to doing it, I will actually emphasize is the importance to finding. And for your sake of your audience, I encourage all men and women to go back and think about what is really their hidden gem. And I remember Malcolm Forbes has a very famous saying, the biggest mistake people make in their life is stop trying to make living at what they most enjoy. So
Right.
you really find what you really enjoy, you thrive on, and you make a living. You're not going to sweat. You're not going to feel any stress because that's exactly what you love to do. You just continue doing it, and you actually surprised at why people even paying you money for that. Same thing when Tony Robbins speak. He speak from his heart, and people still go and attend his event because, he's very good in speaking. We pay ticket to watch basketball and football for those people who found their hidden gem, and they practice and practice and practice, and they get master at it. And we still pay ticket to go and see their craft. So for people who still thinking, and I had client coming to me, they said, I have everything lined up. I'm an engineer. I make good money. My husband is wonderful. I have $1 million house. My kids are perfect in school. They are A student, but I don't know. I'm not happy. And I asked them, what does that mean? Do you have a joy? Well, we go vacation. We are very happy inside the family, but there is no sense of belonging. There is no sense of impact. They feel like they are numb. They go to work, they come home, they pay the bills. That's it. Life is good. No, life is not good.
Because this doesn't really have anything to do with financial. Yes, if you're following your passion, you are probably more likely to make money from it because it is something you're passionate about. But that's not what it's about, because I can tell you, because I've had points in my life where I was very, very poor and struggling, and points where I didn't have to worry anything about bills.
Yes.
And I don't feel like I was happier one point or the other. It really doesn't have to do with the money, right?
The money is essential, is the tools to pay the bills and make a living and put a food on the table. That's not argue about. But if my purpose now, if I'm giving an example myself, I just go to work and being an engineer, smart, making good money, and come home. At the end of the day, I don't feel that I add any value. So I don't feel any fulfillment. You feel your soul died because you're a machine. You just go, you become a robot. You go to work, you make money, you pay the bills. That's it. You go to sleep. Next day is the same thing. That's not a life. That's a routine. We can call this a life. Life should be full of joyful moments, should full of processes and challenges and obstacles that you challenge yourself. You're saying, I never thought about doing this, but let me just do it. So when I go back to those clients and I ask them, okay, you feel like you're telling me everything line up. You have the perfect life. Then why you hire me? Well, we saw your LinkedIn. We saw your Instagram. We know that you use your engineering skills to coach people to find their hidden gem. So we are wondering, can you tell us what is our hidden gem? Well, I'm not a magician. Your hidden gem is speaking because you speak very well, or your hidden gem is modeling because you have a perfect body. That's not what I am. I'm a guidance. I'm only guiding you to the clarity of your hidden gem.
Yes, we have to figure it out for ourselves.
Yes, I have to ask you a lot of questions. I have to start peeling the onions and say, hey, Jen, so what you have done in your team? What did you like? You went to sport? You were writing? What is that one thing that you really enjoy doing?
Okay, so if we're stuck, we're so far gone, we just don't even know what we enjoy anymore. What do we do? Do we start new hobbies to start with? Do we journal? If you're just so lost, you don't know what you like anymore, what do we do?
Which is normal. And that confusion, I see it in many client, when they come, they say, we don't even know ourselves anymore. Like we got lost, like you said. Like we are in confused mode. We used to enjoy things and now we feel like we are not enjoying anything, right?
Yeah.
So what I do, I keep asking questions. And Jen, it's like magic. The minute they speak about that one thing they really enjoy doing and they feel they are thriving in it, their face lit up, their eyes, their body language change. And they go on and on and on that one thing. That's how I know that's that hidden gem.
That's the thing. Because sometimes the things we enjoy as we're in our 20s, 30s, depending on if you have children or not, is building the career we're in, is doing things with our kids, right? And then when those are gone, we have to strip it back to, wait a minute, what do I actually like doing? Not what was I doing for everybody else that I enjoyed. I mean, we enjoyed it, raising our kids, but what do I like to do now? And so I went through this a little bit during my spiritual journey here because I was in a place, I had some health issues, and I was in a place where I didn't have to work. So I was home, but I'm not one to sit around. I got to have purpose. I have to have purpose. Yeah. So that involved for me, like some volunteering with different organizations, seeing what I felt called to. And I still do that now. I love my volunteering. But I started to think, what business-wise or a project, what have I loved about all the jobs I've had? Because I was telling you before this, I've been in nursing. I've owned my own photography business. I've done so many things. I've been a bank teller. I've been a server at a restaurant. I thought, okay, I loved every job I had. I have never hated a job I had. Never. Okay. So I thought, but what did I love the most about each of those things I did? What part of it did I love the most? And what I figured out was what I loved the most of every job, from nursing to photography to being a server, every job I've ever had was the people, interacting with people, the conversation, right? Learning new things from other people, and just like the day-to-day conversation. Yeah. And I have always, in all my positions, had people really open up to me. They've always told me a bunch of things. And I may have only been with them an hour for a photography session. And by the end, I feel like I know everything about their life. I feel like they've told me things they haven't told many other people. Yeah. And so I was like, all right, I think this is it. Because that's really what I love, is interaction with other people and learning new things. And that's where I ended up where I am now with this podcasting. So I was like, okay, this is exactly what I love.
Yes. So your example, what you just illustrate about your job and the variety of the career you have done, that's an example that all of them have a common area, that it's a human connection. Being a nurse or being a teacher or doing volunteer, what you did, you build a rapport with people. So that human connection, this is why you end up being a podcast host. So like you said in the beginning, is very profound. I'm going to emphasize on it again. The one things you do in the beginning might not be the real gem that you're supposed to do. But that one thing is going to lead you to a couple of steps in order to get to the real gem, which you are doing now. So it's not something that I can teach you. I said, oh, I think you should be a podcaster. I think you are very good. And you wake up the next day, oh, I'm going to listen to her because she's a business strategist. I will listen to her to see what it is. It doesn't work like that. You might have to do a couple of other things on the way in order to see what exactly is hidden inside you. And the same with me. I mean, I told you since I was a child in elementary school, my parents keep telling me I was very good in math. So in elementary school, actually middle school, high school, I end up teaching math to my other friend who are not fortunate to have a lot of knowledge about math. So I was teaching since I was a teenage. Then after I went to college and I graduated, I feel like I taught all my life. I started teaching swimming. I become a swimming coach.
Yeah, you love to mentor people.
And I start teaching in engineering because people who sit beside me on the course, oh, your handwriting is very nice. Can we borrow your class notes? So you see those things, it add up. In the beginning, you have that gem. But like you said, it's not necessarily you're going to discover it just by speaking with me one time.
Right.
You go through the process, you go through the journey. When through the journey, you said, oh, I remember when I was doing nursing, like you said, I was getting along with the patient, with the parents, with the family, very easy. That's mean I am I'm a human connector. Connect very well with people. And this is how you end up being a podcast host, right?
Yeah,
So each one of us have it. Yeah.
absolutely. And so we get to the point where we're like, ooh, I know I really love this and I would love to monetize this, make this a business. Okay, but we think we're too old. What do you say to the women who just think society has told us we're too old?
During history and in all culture, not only in the United States, even in Middle East, where I'm from, other country, when you stop thinking about having more children, society call you old. And I'm here to tell you, we can change this narrative. It's on us. Don't seek that validation and changing narrative from outside because you're going to continue hearing it. It's not going to change that easy. It's in your hand to bring that midlife and reinvent the wheel and say, you know what? This is not a midlife crisis. This is a midlife priceless. I have a trophy now. And why I call it priceless with trophy, because when you stop having babies, now is your time. You focus on yourself. Okay, my kids now in high school or middle school, they start driving, or like my own kids, they are in college. Now is my time. Guess what? I'm not old. I'm just starting. This is my time. I am rebirth. I am bringing all those hidden gems outside. I am starting a business. I'm reliving the best wisdom time of my life. And you cannot say that when you are in your city. Why? It's not just the money. Because you feel as a mother, you have priorities to take care of the babies, dropping them to school, fixing dinner for them. You're not going to be 100% in your business because you have more important things to take care of. So you're done with that and you reach your midlife. Don't call yourself old. Call yourself someone have a wisdom, have a skills to start a new life again. This is why I don't agree with that midlife crisis. I never use it.
I don't either.
Yeah, there was a podcast called Midlife Crisis. I said, the first thing before I start podcast with you, I said, I have to say this is not a crisis. She said, well, a lot of people call it this way. I said, not me. I'm the wrong guest because I don't get a midlife. It's a start.
I think we're almost better equipped in midlife to start new businesses and new things because we have learned so much through our teens, 20s, 30s. We head into our 40s, 50s, and beyond, and we know a lot more. Yeah. And guess what? We're not people pleasers anymore either. We're going to do what's best for us.
Yes.
And that's it. We don't care what other people think about it as much. And I think that's why we could be the most successful businesswomen.
Yes. And you see it with a lot of women entrepreneurs when they, let's say when they hit their 50 and they try to still look 30 by doing a lot of plastic surgery and looking at them, they become monsters. You don't even recognize them anymore. Not just the shape or the way how they look, the way how they sound and they speak, because they're trying to live another stage of their life. For those women, if you think that you can jump up of that midlife, you're dreaming. There is no jump here. You have to go through it. And if you sit down and you keep staring at the wrinkles, you're not helping yourself because this is a reality. We have to change. We have, it's a mother nature thing. I cannot look the same way I looked in my 20 and 30. I was young before babies.
Yeah, no, we can't go back to that.
You can go back to that, but you are richer now because like you said, the skills, and now we have this ability to find solution for the life hacks. We didn't have that in our 20 and 30. I have this confidence when I start having a baby. I've always questioned the way how I look or I sound or the language. Now I just do my best.
Exactly. Because like a lot of us spend our 20s and 30s, I'll just speak for myself, doing every diet, new fad diet that comes out. I look back at pictures of myself in my 20s and I was actually in good shape, but I thought that I needed to lose more weight. I needed to lose more weight. And I look back now and I think, oh my God, I'd give anything to just have that body naturally again. But I don't care as much now either, though. It's like, okay, well, that's the past. Like, that's not happening again. We have to move forward because I always say some people take birthdays very hard, getting a year older. And I'm always like, oh no, I love a birthday because we only have two choices. We either have another birthday or we die. So have another birthday.
True.
Yeah, we've got more things to do.
True.
And I think we start worrying a bit less about how we look, worry more about how we feel, like our health. We start worrying about being healthy.
And when we were younger, Jen, the seeking validation activity, we were continuous doing it to seek validation, applause, and people are clapping for us. Oh, you look great. You're skinny and successful. That's makes you tired along the way because you are forgetting your inner peace and soul because all you're doing or you're trying to appear perfect in front of others. Well, now others, when you hit your 50, are not doing anything to you. All the people you try to please, like you said, and being the best version of yourself in front of them, they are gone from the picture. So who's here? We lost. But if you start picking up your soul and say, hey, my midlife is my life. I'm restarting strong. I'm bouncing back stronger than ever. And I'm going to do only the things that add value to me and to others. I'm not going to seek that clap or cheering. Oh my God, look at her. She's 50, but she looks 30. I don't want to look 30. I'm not 30. The reality is I am not 30. And why I need to look different than who I am? That's like denying the reality, which just makes you even more miserable.
You're never going to be on the right path if that's the path you're stuck on. No. So, all right, we want to connect our business and what we do moving forward with our soul's purpose, where we feel aligned and excited to do it every day. So we figured out what that is in general. Logistically, how do we start heading down that path business-wise? Especially if we're already in a job, that job, we can't quit it yet. We got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But we know what our new passion is. Logistically, how do we get started on that path?
Yes, I start this new business strategist because I am doing it myself. So I'm not only doing it myself, I'm helping others to do the same thing that I'm doing, which is wonderful. Like you said, I'm not suggesting any women or men to quit their job. You have kids in college, you have parents you're taking care of, you have in-laws, you have a lot of other obligations that you need to meet. So keep your job, keep your 9-to-5 job, right? But instead of you always complaining about your boss or about your coworker who they don't like you, they backstabbing, all that whining and complaining doesn't take you anywhere. You'll come to me, and when you find through the coaching, through the strategy calls we have, when you have clarity about what you exactly thriving in, writing, speaking, knitting, having a business about restaurant, whatever you like, when you gain that clarity, number one, you're going to stop complaining about your day job. Because on Friday, when you close that computer, you look forward for the weekend because you're going to do your core genius. You're going to do that side business. Again, it's not a side hustle. It's a side heaven. It's going to act and feel like heaven. Because if you don't like your day job and you are complaining about your boss, now in the weekend or on the holiday time, on break or when you are off, you look forward for those time because you're going to be working in that baby, which we call it, your hidden gem or your side business, right?
Yeah, you're not going to have time to complain about all the other stuff. You're too busy. Your brain's too busy.
Your brain is busy, and also you are in the innovation mode. You are innovating. You're trying to find others' idea for your business. You're trying to find other venue to thrive and make more money. So that's complain and whine about your boss is going to go away. Then you're going to find yourself. When you are in that business, you're going to be so good at it. You're going to help others to meet that goal. So going back to your question, what is the strategy of what is the process? When my client gain to that stage, they are clear what they want. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I have an engineer. She come to me, she have a day job like me, but she don't like her day job. But she has to keep that paycheck because she has 2 kids in school. And she's telling me, I always loved to speak. I'm a good speaker. I blog, look at the example of my blogs, and I see she's really connecting. She always have a compelling, a message, and people captivate when she speaks. I said, okay, now we're good. So you clearly want to speak up. Okay. Now, what are you doing in order to meet that core genius and make it a side business? Well, I'm just listening to YouTube and listening to podcasts. Well, that's not the real things, the real deal. When you gain that clarity, Jen, you need to take action. You can't just be hoping, oh, I'll be a speaker one day. Well, you're not going to be a speaker if you don't speak. You are not doing speaking in your day job. You're an engineer. So again, because I've done engineering for so long, I'm going to use that metaphor about my business too. So clarity, when you gain your clarity, when your client gain clarity, that's the foundation of the building. You already have the clarity, so that's the foundation. The action is the building. So you build the door, the window, all the things that complete the building. That's your action. So clarity is foundation, action is the building. And the roof of the building is the grinding. You have to keep doing what you're doing. Don't tell me I'm a speaker now, but I don't make money. How many speaking gigs you did? 2? Is that enough? You have to continue doing it. And the more you do it, you're going to master it.
For sure. And you know what? The hardest part, like you said, is getting started. The hardest part is just doing it and stop thinking about it. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about starting. If you want to write a book, you want to be a real estate agent, you want to, who knows? You want to start selling your crocheted washcloths on Etsy. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You just have to jump in and be like, I'm going to make mistakes.
Exactly.
I'm going to screw this thing up once in a while, but I just have to do it. That's how we learn.
That's success.
Yeah, you just have to jump in and do it. And do you find that a lot of your clients, if they're following their passion, if they're definitely on the right path because it excites them and they're being authentic, do you find that they're going to find success and opportunities being drawn to them just because they're on the right path now?
Yes. And that, at the beginning, they will push back because it's uncomfortable. Because they are comfortable in their day job, they're paying the bills, and I'm telling them to have a side business, they have to have an Instagram page, they have to talk with people, they have to make connection. It's uncomfortable. You see pushback. Like, no, I'm okay. No, I am clear. I want to speak, or I'm clear. I want to write my own book, but let's postpone it. The pushback is normal because the subconscious, talking with the conscious saying, no, I'm scared. I'm not going to do that. I might fail. The reality is that you fell from the success because you never been successful before in side business. So you don't know how to handle the success. And when a client asked me, so what is the definition of the success? I always tell them, success is the ongoing energy, the energy you have on ongoing keep trying, because you don't want to lose that momentum. You don't want to be perfectly ready to start a podcast. You don't want to be perfectly ready to write a book. You don't want to be perfectly ready to have your first speaking gigs. Just do it.
Or you're waiting for the right time. No, now's not the right time. I don't have enough money in my savings account. I don't have this. I don't have that. You just have to do it, right? In whatever capacity you can handle right now. And then I think it grows.
Yes, it will grow. And those things you say to yourself, it's normal to set it a couple of times, but don't make it a trend. Don't come every time on the coaching session telling me, I'm not good enough. I think I'm yet not a perfect speaker. I'm not going to go and do that gig. I'm not going to write that book. Don't make it a trend because the subconscious don't understand that. The more you say it, you're going to manifest, it's going to be reality. You're going to be incapable to do it because you keep saying it to yourself. But if you just say, I know I'm 60% on the way, I'm 70% out there, I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. So you just said, what we're manifesting. So as far as manifesting things kind of goes, it is all about changing our thought pattern, right? Like we believe what we tell ourselves and what we think. So sometimes we have to just switch it. I have this little saying in my bathroom that's like in front of me every day. And it says, change your thoughts, change your world, which basically means I decide what my life and my world's going to be like based on my own thought pattern.
Yeah.
Is that something, do you buy into that?
I do it. I have to be honest with you. Not only I say change your thought, I say disrupt the chain of thought. Disrupt it. Do something total.
Yes, because you have to disrupt it, flip it the other way.
Yes. And what I mean by disrupt it, I give you an example. Sometimes, I'm not saying my job is difficult, but my day job, the engineering job, I have to be very precise and concise. It's engineering. 0.8, it's not like 0.78. It's 0.8.
No.
You have to be very precise, right? sometimes I feel like my brain it just stopped functioning. Like literally, you ask me, what's your name? I'll be like, what? What did she say?
I don't remember.
Like fatigue, right? It's like it's shut down. So what I do, I disrupt my day job and business by shut them down, doing something totally different from doing the side business and doing the engineering. And what I do, I take the day off. I go to the spa. I do a facial. I go to the spa. I buy a nice shirt. I treat myself. I do such a disruptive action that has nothing to do with my side business, that has nothing to do with my engineering job, because my brain is sending a signal. My brain is sending me a message telling me to pause.
Okay, so that's whenever you feel maybe extremely negative or burnt out, like all you want to do is sleep, you need to just disrupt your pattern is what you're saying.
Pattern and pause. And when I say pause, gosh, in that pause and silence, and I go to the spa alone. I can call my sister or my friend, but in purpose, I do it alone. Why? Because in that pause and that awkward, let's say, silence, you're going to hear inner talk telling you, you know what? Change the direction. You are on the wrong direction. Because we have so much noise around us, so much notification. The computer send notification, the phone send notification. Everything around us is noise. We need to cut all of that, disrupt the action, stay one day alone, do what is you love to do, go to the gym all day, have a very nice, fancy lunch by yourself. I even posted in my Instagram, lunch alone, dinner alone. I'm not busy. I'm trying to reflect. I am trying to rethink back and say, why my brain shut down? There's a reason why the brain shut down, because you are on the wrong path. Because you are doing something, you're putting your energy somewhere that you're supposed to change. So it shut down from the main circuit. This is why I need to take off that day from the business and the day job in order to reflect and rethink. Say, okay, now what? Why I'm not able to function? Because I'm putting my energy on the wrong path.
Or sometimes too, are you on the right path, but you're not breaking it down into small enough steps? You're overwhelming yourself. Like you think you need to go from 0 to 10 in a day.
Yes. We are harsh on ourselves more than anybody else. We manage to be diplomatic with coworkers. We manage to be diplomatic with in-laws. We manage to be diplomatic with friends. The only person we are really rude and bully is ourselves. We are harsh on ourselves. No, I should make this book in 6 months. Tell who? Which book said that you have to finish it? Why all those deadlines is making you dead? Because you are harsh on yourself. But when you come and ask somebody else to do something, you find all the diplomatic words on the wall in order to present that idea to that person. Why you are not treating that the same way other people treating yourself? You are the most source of energy.
Because if you're moving in the right direction, you'll feel it. And it doesn't matter what pace that is, as long as you're moving that direction.
Yes. And I'll tell you something. I have a lot of friends in the coaching and writing and speaking business. And this is with respect with everyone. I feel the more you advertise and you announce your success, that's a place of, I would say, insecurity. Because you're trying to tell the universe that I'm successful, I'm doing great stuff. Look at me, look at my page. I feel success is kind of quiet. So there's a lot of people doing great and they have such a sense of belonging and inner peace. And they are very successful, but they don't make a lot of noise.
I find that's very true, especially with social media now. Because if you're on social media too much, it's easy to get depressed about your own progress because everybody is putting up this front, like their lives are perfect. I have everything. My lives are perfect. I'm making all this money, blah, blah, blah. And I always question those people. I go, are you though? Like, because some people, I actually know them personally, and I will see this put out there on social media, and I'll be like, wait a minute, I actually know the truth here.
Yes. And the thing here, they come to you complaining about the relationship and their business not doing money. But when you open their Facebook, I don't have Facebook, but when I open their Instagram, they make you feel that they make $50,000 in 1 hour because the client testimonial, this is the speaking gig. I shake hands with whoever, I'm doing this and that. And when they talk to you as a close friend, they're telling you they are struggling for the last 6 months. But they try to give that perfect image for the media. So other client, they drown in, they buy in to that image and say, oh, they are doing great. But that will make you tired along the way.
Yeah. Well, because the saying used to always be fake it until you make it, right? Like just pretend you're successful to it. But that can be very stressful. I think we just need to stay positive about our goal, but we don't have to fake.
I feel like you have to work until you make it, but you don't have to. I don't see very attractive that you brag about everything you do on daily. It's okay. I post stuff on Instagram. Say you have a speaking gig, you publish your first book. These are normal, but when you overdo it in a way that's a celebrity, I am a coach, but a celebrity. Look at my clothes. Look what I'm doing. Fine. We are not telling you not to do it, but that's like desperate position. Like you are desperate for validation. You are desperate to tell the universe, I am doing great. Guess what? If you're really doing great, people will sense it. People will see it in your talk.
Because you're going to put out a vibration of that energy. Because I'm pretty good at reading room and people. And I can be a room full of very women, midlife women, successful. And it is always the case, the loudest, most successful acting person in the room is actually usually the least successful person in the room. I want to go talk to the people that are quietly standing because they don't need to prove themselves to anyone.
Need to prove themselves. Thank you.
The successful ones.
Yes.
The one that's being loud in the corner, putting on a show, don't follow her path. That's what I've learned.
Yes. And you're 100% correct because you feel like when you already have it, you don't need to advertise it. It's okay to advertise a little bit about your niche. Let's say you go to a women event. You said, I have a podcast. That's normal. You're saying to people, what's the nature of your business?
Yeah, you want to talk about the things you're doing and you love.
But if you hijack the whole meeting, if you hijack the talk, if you hijack everything, people don't find it attractive when you don't let others to say a little bit about themselves because you are desperate to tell the universe, I'm the most successful person. And if you look deep down, when you take action, like they said, action brings confidence. When you take action towards your goal, that's build your confidence. Like a seed, you plant that seed and it become a tree, right? So when I plant that seed, you don't see it. Nobody see it. I already planted on the soil. But all by a sudden, the tree come out. So, wow, this is beautiful. I planted that seed a long time ago. But it grow quietly. That tree come out quietly. I didn't put music and clap. Look at my tree growing. I don't need to do that because it's going to bloom and grow as a big tree already. So you don't need to say too much. My goal is not that you be secret about it. My goal here is to be more strategic about it. Use strategy. Say, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to publish it to the universe until at least I am more than halfway. So I don't lose the momentum. I don't lose that energy in order to reach the outcome.
Okay, so you recommend setting smaller goals.
Exactly. I mean, you telling me in January and you call me, said, Sairan, I'm having my first solo book. Great. I'm proud of you, right? But don't have every month a call about, I did the introduction. I did chapter 1. I did chapter 2. Great. Not everyone who listens to your dreams, they want the best for you. Don't assume that. People are messy. People are lost. Don't expect people to clap for you because you are on the perfect path. They might be happy for you when you announce it towards the end, but don't always reminding them that they are not in the right path because they're not going to like it, right? So
no,
do your work in a quiet way, in a quiet mode. Here and there, post something and some progress, no problem. But don't over market yourself in a way people said, sounds like desperation, like someone trying to tell me something that I don't see. And he said it well. When you go to a room, when a woman walk in, just the way how she walked in, the way how she used her gestures, her body language, her hand, the way how she approaching, you can tell if she had a confidence or not. You don't need to look up her LinkedIn or her Instagram.
No, it has nothing to do with how expensive her shoes are. None of that. Because I've said before, I call it Pretty Woman. Have you seen the movie Pretty Woman?
I'm not a movie person. I don't watch TV.
This is an old movie. This is from a long, long time ago. But basically, it's this woman, and she's basically like a prostitute, and she's going to buy a really nice dress. And the women tell her, no, you're not welcome here. Like, you're not the right person. Get out of this store.
But she robbers. Yeah, we are robbers.
But she's got a purse full of money, and no one will sell her a damn dress. Okay, so I get this a lot because because I don't care that much about how I'm looking when I go. So, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So I can go into Louis Vuitton to buy a purse, and I'm wearing my Target hoodie. Okay, yeah. I don't care. And so I say I get Pretty Woman a lot because I'll walk in and I can afford to buy the things in that store. But I will get salespeople and people that treat me like really bad because they've perceived that I have on a shirt that I bought at Target. And so why am I in this store? And so I actually like to do that because I find out who the genuine people are too. Because the way you treat me when I'm wearing my Target sweatshirt tells me exactly who you are. And then later, if you see me and you're like, oh, wait a minute, she could have afforded those Louis Vuitton purses and this, that, and the other. And you start treating me differently then. Nope. I know exactly who you are. I want the person who treats me well, no matter what I look, no matter if I have my hair in a messy bun, no makeup, and a sweatshirt, and they treat me well like that. Those are the people I want to team up with. Those are the people I want to buy things from because they're genuine. And the other people that are judging, and that's what I say when I walk into a room. I can feel people's vibration almost. I can feel a good person who's genuine and wants to support other women in the room. Not just look at me, look at all the wonderful things I do, you guys. Yeah.
And when you said, Jen, if you go back to the first question we talked about the midlife, when you just said that experience and skill that you got, that didn't come when you were 22 or 20.
No.
It's come in the midlife in a way by doing so many things, try and error, roller coaster, up and down. You gain that skills and the ability to read the room, like you said. You are not like that in your 20s because you're busy in college, studying and make a living after that. You get to that point when you see so many things in your life that didn't work well for you and others. So you get to that room and you say, oh, I'm happy I'm in my 50 because now I can read everyone in a better way than when I was in my 20s, thinking that everyone is my friend. This is how we think in our 20s. Everybody's the best friend. Everybody go to Panera Bread with you, they are your friend. No, it's not. It's not.
No, and now we know. It's over time. We start to figure it out. And now I don't care if the salesman treats me bad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find another salesperson to buy from. I don't care what that salesperson thought of me. I'm like, okay, well, that's who you are. Now I'm going to go give my money to someone else. Yeah, that's how I work. And so no, I think this goes for a lot of things in life. We are ready for all these new things at this age because we're equipped with so many life skills.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you went to college or not. It doesn't matter what you did. You are now equipped with life skills that you cannot learn any other way than
definitely
get through it.
I urge all the listeners, your audience, and whoever believe on that midlife reinvent. Try to do it now, not tomorrow, not the after tomorrow. Don't take those dreams or hidden talent to the grave with you. It's sad you take it that long until you die. This is the time. It's not tomorrow. It's now. In your midlife, this is your time. This is your golden stage that you want to thrive and build something like your own baby, grow it when they are baby and make it such a big thing. Not just money-wise or monetize it. Even if you try to share your art, if you paint, and you said, I don't want to sell it. Great. Share those color and talent with the universe. Don't hide it. Don't take that art painting with you to the grave. No. Share it with other younger artists who are doubting their ability, who are doubting their dreams. Say, look, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm still working 9 to 5, but painting is my passion. My passion. Speaking is my passion, right? Don't keep it inside. It's gonna make you so sad when you are on that, journey to leave this world and say, I wish if I. Don't use that word, I wish if I. Do it now.
Just do it. That's, like I said, the hardest part is just taking that leap of faith to try it. And a lot of people say, oh, I've wasted my whole life. No,
there is no waste. I had the whole podcast episode about, actually the title of the podcast I have, they have me as a guest, is There is Nothing Wasted. There is no waste. There was no waste. I done 35 years engineering and now I'm doing coaching. I can say, oh, I wasted my engineering life. I wish if I was a business owner from the beginning. No, the engineering years prepared me for this stage. The precise and concise thinking, solving equation, and being good at math prepare me to be a business strategist. Things doesn't come overnight. So nothing being wasted. You did teaching and volunteering and nursing, and now you have a podcast. That was not wasting. You build human connection. You build that skills in order to be in this stage and hosting a podcast. That was not waste. You didn't wake up one day and say, I'm a podcast host. No, it doesn't work like that. Everything you go through is built up. It's a process and phases in order to be who you are.
Yes. So no time was wasted. If you got a college degree you never used, that's okay. You learned a lot during that process. If you ended a marriage that you spent most of your life in, that wasn't wasted time because you brought a lot of life lessons out of that. And you're probably moving forward, not going to make those mistakes again. So whether it's a job you've been in for your whole life, it doesn't matter. It's not a waste because it's the life skills that will make you successful beyond midlife.
Yes.
This is what I think. So if you had to go back, though, to your 20 to 25-year-old self, do you have any advice you would give now that you know what you know?
If I go back, I would say 23 when I graduated. I would tell myself, you got this. You can do it. This is the only advice. I doubted myself so much. I doubted my ability for so long. Now I say this advice to the younger version of me. When they come out of engineering, all they think, oh, I'm only an engineer. No, you are not. You have so much more to give. So I will not change a thing. The only advice I will tell myself, you got this. You can do this.
And probably give yourself a little grace. You're going to mess up but just keep going at it.
Keep grinding.
Yeah. Don't stop. Yeah. Would you have told yourself to focus on more things or no? More or less?
I would not change a thing.
No.
Thing happened
because it was your path.
It saved me. Yeah, it shaped me. Even my personal life, even things happened before my marriage. It shaped me. I'm not that spoiled young girl who got everything lined up. Everything's perfect. I will not have a charisma and personality then because I know. But because I had so much up and down, I can write a book about failures. I can write a book about how many no's I got in interview, how many no's I got in business marketing stuff. But those no's put me in a position now. I pick up my audience. I pick up who to speak with. I pick up who I should make connection with. Back in when I was young, everybody seems perfect.
Right. You're like, oh, they're trying to help me. And they weren't. But that's okay. You learned it.
That's why you don't need to change anything that shape you. Because without those hassles and obstacles and blocks and falling down, you could not reach this midlife with wisdom. I reached this position. People come for advice because I've been through a lot of obstacles. I'm not the lady who got it all. She's a smart engineer. She can solve. No, I had days I doubted my ability even to solve one simple math equation because I was tired and exhausted. I went through those stages. I am who I am today.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell everyone a little bit about how they can connect with you and learn about your coaching program. What does that entail? Do we need to be in a certain position in our mind, or can we just jump in? What kind of client is ideal to work with you?
If they follow me in LinkedIn, they will see all my credential and my job experience in engineering. People still hire me as a consultant in LinkedIn to scale up their LinkedIn page, or they have, advices how they can thrive in engineering world. They can reach me out in LinkedIn, or if they want to start a business in their midlife. As a matter of fact, I posted very clearly in my Instagram. It's under my name, Sairan Aqrawi, and I pick up women in 3 stages. Some of those women, they never work in their lives. They were spoiled by their husband. Their husband were multimillionaires. They never work. And now when their kids out of the house, they feel bored. They want to have something simple, like
they're looking for a purpose.
Some purpose. They want to feel value. Those a group of women I can speak with. Or if you are like me, you are midlife, you have a day job, 9 to 5, but you have a passion, you have a skill. I said skill and passion. Passion alone is not enough, because you have to have a skill and keep doing it in order to make money out of it. They want to have a side business to thrive and stop whining about their day job. Or the third group are women who are in a career for so long and they are ready to make a big pivot or change. So, for example, you are an engineer for 20 years and finally you want to say goodbye to the technology and say, I am writing books. That's all I'm going to do. They can reach out to me, and my program is only 28 days. It's not 30 days, because the 28 days you gain so much clarity about where you're heading. The last 2 days of the month, the 29, 30, or 31, you're going to just dance and celebrate, because you get so much clarity with me during the coaching. I call it strategy calls, because I use strategy, because all my life, everything was strategic. Everything has to add up, because my coaching practice comes from 35 years engineering. It didn't come just because I'm good at math. No, I did so much project in engineering. I can take you from A to B. They can reach out to me. And if they are really into this midlife thriving and hidden gem, if they mention your podcast and they mention your name, they will get a complimentary 30 minutes consultation with me.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right. So if you guys aren't sure if this is the right fit for you, if you got some business ideas going, or you're just looking to expand and change midlife, start something new, all right, you guys can just have a little one-on-one and see if this is the right fit for you.
I normally charge for those consultation, because beside my 28 days program, people hire me in hourly consultation. But with your lovely podcast, and I can talk to them 30 minutes complimentary.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And you guys know I put all of the links and everything in the show notes. So this is all going to be easy to find. And I'll put a little reminder about that down there too. So we'll have everything in there.
It's great.
So yes. Sairan, we have learned so much. So if you guys are listening and you're a midlifer like us, and you just feel a pull, there's more out there for you. Right? You're on the wrong path completely, or you're starting to veer and feel like you're on the right path. You're not done. You have plenty left in you to start a new business, change careers, do it. And like I said, it can be selling something you crochet on Etsy. It can be starting a whole huge multi-million-dollar business and everything in between. It doesn't matter. We have learned enough and we know enough now to be the most successful businesswomen out there.
Yes. Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely.
Get the 20-year-olds. Like, we're ready for this.
Definitely. I'm ready.
Do this. We're ready for this.
Do it.
Yeah. Let's stand up and take our space. Let's take up the space we were meant to take up.
Claim it.
Yeah.
Claim it. Because if you don't claim it, nobody will give it to you. Nobody will.
No, we have to claim it. We have to do it. No one's going to do this work for us.
Just claim it and do it.
Claim it and do it. And if you need help and direction, then you need a coach. I've said many a times, a lot of things we can do on our own, but boy, would it be easier if we had someone helping us that has been down that path already.
Yes, because the coach will not solve all your problem, but they guide you to the outcome.
They help you figure out your stuff.
They guide you. It's a guide.
Yeah. And like you said, you talk with them enough that you're like, oh, well, you really light up every time we talk about that.
Yeah.
And so that's got to be your hidden gem.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got to just get in touch with it's just our intuition, our feeling of like what feels good to us in our body and what does not, and always stay in the direction of what feels good. And we could not possibly be on the wrong path.
Yeah.
Nope. We can do this. Okay, Sairan, thank you so much. You guys, again, everything's in the show notes. We've got this. We can do this. We're going to claim it. We're going to claim it, Sairan.
Definitely. Thank you, Jen, for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Listen, I know your time is valuable. And right now, I'm feeling super grateful and totally humbled that you chose to hang out with me today. If this podcast resonates with you, could you do me a solid and hit that subscribe or follow button? That's going to help you out because you're never going to miss an episode. And it helps me out because you're never going to miss an episode. And if you have like 30 seconds more, could you leave a 5-star rating and maybe leave a kick-ass review? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue our journey on the next episode. Oh, and I can't forget the fine print. You know, the legal jargon. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We're just two friends on this journey together, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. You get it. See you next time.